Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming here today. And I can see some familiar faces, right? I think some people already attended to the first session we conducted. It's not first time, yeah. The first session, that was, what's the name? The Great Deception, yes. And yeah, that's the Great Deception. So this is something like continuation, but you don't know how to worry because I will explain everything. So ladies and gentlemen, this is something that you are going to not study, to realize. What you're going to do is, you're going to realize something about this world within this session, like 2 hours. So why you need to do it, why you need to realize it, because this is the ultimate solution for all your mental problems. Not mental problems, the suffering, fear, grief, stress, anxiety, depression. Because I had this when I was doing my PhDs and all my career. I had this, and thanks to the teachings that I heard from my teachers, that I started to realize something beyond our perception in this world. So I just wanted to share with you that the way I see the world, because it's not that don't think that it's a way of seeing the world, but I feel that's the reality, right? Because we all feel there's someone living within this body. Don't you feel that? Under the head, under your hair, like this, the head, inside the head, right? Inside your eyes, in between the ears, right? In front of the back head, there's someone, right? Don't you feel that? Don't you feel you are watching at me? You are looking at me? You are listening to me, that you live within that body? Do you feel it? You feel it, right? Okay. So, I know that everybody should feel. That's what I just checked, whether you feel it or not. And when you suffer, don't you feel sometimes you start to feel that hurts your, this area? When you feel sad, when you feel like if somebody hurts you, right? That hurt, the feeling of hurt, right? That happens, that appears in somewhere here. It hurts your heart, it affects your heart, right? You feel that. That means we all experience that there's a living being. Living being exists within our body. Let's see. Right? Don't worry, I'm not going to do any hypnotize. I'm not going to hypnotize you. You will go. After finish this session, you can go home safely without. Don't worry. It will change your perspective, ladies and gentlemen. It won't change your, the way you lived, right? But it will change the way you looked at the world. Like how do you feel about the world? So this is something like it's a paradigm shift that will happen within your mind because of these teachings. This happened to me when I first listened to it in 2018, and after that I was following my teacher. As a result of that, I started slowly realizing what's going on within me and within this whole world, As a result of that, we decided to come to Robe, and now I'm a monk, right? I don't want you to become a monk, but I want you to first realize this, because imagine if we are in the delusion. If we are in a delusion, we don't know that we are in a delusion, because nobody is there to tell us, nobody is there to show us what is real and what is non-real. Because you have an idea what is real, what is non-real. Who knows that everybody is crazy? If everybody is crazy, you know what I mean? All the living beings have this problem. Because, as that you experience, there's a living being inside this head, right? Don't you think that dog also feels that the dog is living within that head, inside that head? I mean, you have a gesture, right? You can guess it. Agree? Animals. And how about the other people? You know you are living here. And how about the other people? When you look at me, how do you feel? Where am I? Where am I? Within my head, right? So when you name a person, you always look into the picture. Are you checking the body, or are you checking the face? How do you recognize a person? From this part or this part? From this part, of course. When you in the passport counter, the gateways in the immigration, you can see they recognize your face. So that is the identity. Face is your identity. Agree? Okay. Let's see whether you can use it for identity. Okay? So that's why I named this session as what? Architect of being, right? So from here onwards, I want you to be open-minded, right? Keep everything that you know. Imagine you are in a kindergarten. Now this is the first day, right? Open-minded. Get rid of everything that you have right now. You are freshly, this is the first time you are listening to a sermon, or you are listening to a Dhamma talk, you are listening to a Buddhist talk. If you have studied Buddhism, don't worry. This is not Buddhism. This is not about Buddhism, ladies and gentlemen. This is about a philosophy. This is something that explains the reality. This is something that explains how this world is functioning, right? So because we don't see it in that way, we don't perceive it in that way, we perceive it in a different way. That's what we need to understand. That's why we need to understand what is the reality. Because since we are ignorant to the reality, that is the very reason that triggers negative emotions in your mind. Don't you have insurance? I mean, what is the reason that you have an insurance?
To insure yourself.
Fear. Right? FOMO. Fear of missing out is there, right? Sometimes. Not sumo, FOMO. You experience fear, you experience grief, anger, lust, all these negative emotions that appears within your mind totally because of what? The ignorance in the mind. If mind is ignorance about the mind itself, if mind is ignorance about the mind itself, if mind is ignorant about itself, how the mind functions, how mind functions, if mind doesn't know about that, then that mind creates within the mind the suffering. That's what you experience. You experience suffering, you experience sadness. This is the ultimate solution. That's why the great teachers who lived back then in the ancient Buddhist time, they didn't have this experience of suffering. They didn't have this experience of fear, grief, anger. No. Addictions, zero. Zero addictions. Zero anxiety. No fear. Then that is the ultimate happiness, ladies and gentlemen. That is the way to surface out the inner peace. That's to realize the reality. The way to surface out the inner peace is to realize the reality. Right? So, during this session, our target, right, is to show you what is the reality. Right? Then we can actually get an idea, how do you feel? Why do you feel? Why do you sense? Why do you perceive that there's a living being within your body? Right? That means the self. Because as we know, if something happened in Japan, right? If something happened in Japan, let's say somebody passed away in Japan, do you really care if you don't know? No. You don't have an idea. Okay. It's sad. Okay. But if something happened someone who's relative to you in Japan, then what happened? Even though it's in Japan, you start to feel, Now the agitation level increases within your mind. Agree or not? If something happens next door, let's say somebody passed away from a heart attack, next door, if you know this person, if you really closely associate each other, then what happens? That affects your experience. If your loved ones, for example, if your father, if your family member, if your husband, wife, or anyone, partner, if they passed away, then what happened? That effect higher than the previous situation. How about that happens to you? Tell me. If doctor says, okay, you're going to live only 2 days. They're diagnosed with a cancer and they say, this might happen. We don't know, right? 𝗘𝗃𝗧, whatever will be, right? We live. We think that nothing will happen, right? But if you have diagnosed with a cancer and if doctors say, okay, you're going to the life expectancy is 2 days, then what will happen to you? Nothing will happen, but agitation level is increased, right? You start to feel the fear of death. Agree or not? Right? That means, ladies and gentlemen, all the sufferings, all the fear, grief, anger are associated with the self, isn't it? When it comes close, when the incident comes closer to the self gets agitated. Agree? So we can write an equation, because I love this. I love mathematics and all, science. I'm going to use science for this talk, right? Suffering has a close relationship with self. This sign, right? When that incident is closer to the self is suffering. Agree?
But you still can feel suffering for someone else suffering, for example, war somewhere.
Yeah, you know what? When you are watching a movie, let's say, right? When you are watching a movie, since you are living with the movie, you become the main character, and then when the main character experiences fear, what happened to you? You also experience the fear. So what you are doing is you are projecting yourself to that main character in the movie. That's how you start to experience fear. Even though that main character in the movie is suffering, now experiencing the fear, you also experience fear. Why? Because you become the main character. Because you are with. Do you remember that those? I mean, in that shots, right? You don't see the third person view. You see that his point of view, like his view, like or the main character's view. Right? He's looking at that. Horror movies. Right? Have you seen horror movie without the sound? Try this, right? Watch a horror movie. That the fearful moments. Watch it without the sound. You won't feel anything, right? When you turn on the sound, sound is doing something crazy. Sound is, that door sound. These things are triggering within your mind that connects with you. These sounds connect with yourself, and you become the movie. That's why when the main character cries, you cry as well. When main character is happy, you also happy. It's not the director who directs the movie, ladies and gentlemen. You are the director when you are watching the movie, because you become the director. Do you agree with this? Check. Think about your life. You have this experience, right? Let's say your better half or other half or better half, right? You say that you really love her or him. But actually what you're doing is, you are expecting the way you want from him or her. If she is not behaving the way that you want, then how do you say? I don't like you. Right? If you experience your partner is, right, behaving the way you want, then you say, you're my, I love you to the moon and right? I love you to the moon. That's how you say. That happens. Why? Because now you don't love him or her. What you're doing is, you're projecting yourself to her, and then you love. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, this self is associating with all the emotions that you have been experiencing. Don't you think so? This is why initially I have to explain to you why we have to study this. I haven't started the sermon yet. I haven't started the talk yet. This is the background. We have to study this because there's a close relationship with our emotions, with this self. Everything that happens to self is related to the, like everything that happens to the self, right, triggers the emotions. Agree? Can we come to that agreement? I just want to know that whether you understood it or not. That's why, let's say something happens in the war, something happens out there, anywhere, like outside country, right? If that incident, if you're becoming that incident, if you absorb that incident as something that happened to you, something that the way with your point of views, you are checking that incident according to your point of views, and you take one side. And then what happens? Then that triggers what? Again, you are now playing a role in this incident. Now suffering manifests. That's how you are watching a football match, right? When you are watching a football match, what you do? You take one side. You become that side, and then when that side is hit a goal, then you feel, yes. Happiness and sadness triggers within the mind because you are taking either sides. Because the self is projecting to one side, either of the side. You have to go to the incident. You have to live with the incident. You have to be the incident. So self is projecting its arms to that incident, and then start suffering. Agree? Got some idea, picture? Why you have to study this? So you have to reflect now. This is not, And the other thing, ladies and gentlemen, so throughout this talk, what you have to do is, you have to be active. You have to actively listen. Actively listen. Actively listen means not like this, right? So see, I'm dancing here, right? Right? So you have to dance with me. This is like, ladies and gentlemen, our minds get connected to each other. As a result of that, whatever the wisdom that I receive from my teachers will transfer to you. This is what going to happen. Even though I use the board, this is not something that is something to deal with the board. This is something to apply to yourself. Then you will realize it. Okay, here I am going to use all the science, whatever the chemistry, physics, maths that we have learned in order to get across this message to you. Right? Have you studied chemistry?
Yeah, physics.
Who knows electrons, protons, neutrons? Everybody knows? Everybody knows? Electrons? Do you know electrons are there? Okay, good. Then you can understand this. You don't have to know electrons, protons, neutrons, but here I'm going to use them, that's why. Right? Okay. Good.
What happens if we disagree? What happens if we disagree? What you're saying at any point in the talk?
So you can ask after the session, because I'm going to take this through a journey, because that's why I ask you, leave what you have learned so far aside. You have to be open-minded here. You have to freshly, it's like you like to be a child in this talk. Right? Because I'm going to take you through a journey that ladies and gentlemen, that nobody in this world would be able to self-realize it by themselves, because everybody is ignorant about this. Every living beings, including Elon Musk, right? Don't think that it doesn't apply to them. Everybody, even though you are the greatest scientist, you have this ignorance. I'm not blaming, right? This is what we realize. That's why this ancient philosophy, that what Buddha has recovered, Buddha has found, realized, is so profound, because you can't get it by reading the Buddhist textbooks. It's there, hidden, buried. It's there in the Bible as well, hidden, buried. It's there in the Quran. It's there in the Bhagavad Gita. It's hidden, buried, because when you read the literal meaning, right? You get the literal meaning. Literal meaning doesn't say about the inner teachings. That's why you need a teacher to realize it. Go deeper. In the Zen Buddhism, it's talking about that you have to go through the words to realize the inner teachings. So that's what I'm going to take you. Here I don't use any words. I'm not going to use these Buddhist words, and if I say anything you don't understand, right? You understand simple English, and you understand science, because we have learned these things at our school, and mathematics. So I am going to use those things to get this message across to you. Agree? Right. How to do this magic? Ladies and gentlemen, now I want you to think about this. We are going to go through a journey through the universe. Right? Okay. Think about all the planets. You have learned, right? Solar system? Planets. They are made out of what? Matter. Agree? Earth is made out of matter. Everything is made out of matter. Matter means, ladies and gentlemen, it's not matter. They are aggregation of energy. even though we say electrons, protons, neutrons are what? Also what? Aggregation of energy. Have you come across this equation? The Einstein's equation. If you don't come across, don't worry. There's something that he's explaining. There's a relationship between energy and matter. Actually, all the aggregated energy. Now think, huh? You have to think. You have to now think. Start thinking. I want thinkers here. Right? All the aggregated energies, they are in a flow. For example, in the atom, electrons are moving. Electrons are not stagnant. How about planets? Do you think the sun is staying there, and the Earth and Mars and everything is fixed, or it's moving? Huh? Moving, right? Right? Moving. And how about the sun? You know, sun is also moving in the galaxy. So it's something like, ladies and gentlemen, this. Even though we wrote it as, you know, when you draw it something like this is the sun, and these are the orbitals of the other planets. They are not like this, ladies and gentlemen. Sun is moving and the planets are also following. They cannot stay there. It's like our children, right? They are not stagnant. There's a characteristic of an energy, that is, when energy gets aggregated, energy can't be trapped, energy can't be stored without any movements, without any vibrations. Do you think this line of thoughts? Are you with me? Right? Even the memory cell in the DRAM or disk, right? It's keeping the memory by storing electrons voltage. That means voltage means it's not fixed. It's a potential. It's something moving, something vibrations. Planets are vibrating. Everywhere you can see vibrations. When you go to the quantum physics, you don't have to. These quantum scientists, they explain mass as what? Excitation of an energy in an energy field.
Yes. I have a question, please. It might seem simple, but it's very crucial for me. So what are you saying is energy cannot be stored?
No. Energy can be stored, but storing process requires a vibration. It's not something fixed, it's not something done, it's not something stagnant, it's not something constant. It's being vibrating. You understand that? You know, be and not Mr. Being. This is being. Being means what? Being. Being, ing, continuous. It's not it's not fixed, it's not done, it's not something stagnant, it's something moving, it's something constantly happening. Agree? Right? Everything in this world, ladies and gentlemen, like this. This pen also what? Even though you can see as something there, thing, this is also, ladies and gentlemen, a continuous flow. there's a fluctuation of energy always here. This is like a bee colony. That sound. It doesn't produce any sound, but if you hear it from the molecular level, atomic level, it does. Are you entering to the journey of the center of this world now? Right? Everywhere you can see all the things in this world, ladies and gentlemen, they are not be, they are beings.
I guess that's why things are deteriorating.
Yeah, deteriorate is something true in the present, because it's there, the movement is there. Have you seen when you take flowers from Woolworths? What did I say? From Coles and Woolworths. I combine them together. Woolworths. Right? Have you ever seen that they have put them into like water, right? Some in a bucket. So in order to keep it, you have to put it in a vase and put some water. That means, ladies and gentlemen, flowers are also, is it something done or it's being? Even though you said that I brought flower bunch, it's not a flower bunch, it's flower bunching. Right? Do you understand this? Because it's flowering, it's not flower. It's not something made. It's not something already done. It's not something fixed, prepared.
We're explaining the act, maybe not the object.
Yeah. Yes.
Flowers, that's the
Act. But the thing, when you say, okay, flowers, I say flowers, you perceive it as something stagnant, something done, something made. Remember from like in the garden, remember you took building blocks and you built something, right? Built a car. Then you think that is something done. If it is something done, ladies and gentlemen, you won't be able to disassemble it. Because done means done, fixed. That's done now. There's nothing to do with that. No, it's actually in a flow. That's why you can dismantle it and reassemble it another way. Do you think? Think, huh? This is completely opposite to the way you look at the world. Everywhere, even though you think they are fixed entities, they are not entities, they are beings. Even though I can't say they are beings, because you still feel what? They are beings. No, it's beings. Then I can't say then it's beings. Beings. Do you get the point? All the names that you have put to objects, they are not objects, they are beings. Actually, there's no nouns, ladies and gentlemen, there are verbs. That's why I can say flowering. If you are Andrewing. Because all the verbs can be, we can use ing form. Because why? We use ing form to explain that's being, that's happening, continuous flow.
And would you say continuous transformation in a way?
Transformation, yes. Continuously transformation. For example, have you seen birds are like showing different patterns in the sky? Right? These patterns, do you think they are making the patterns, or they are just randomly moving here and there? They create the patterns. Right? They don't have any agenda to create that pattern, right? To show you colors. Do you think they have that agenda? No, these are randomly going here and there. Now this is the thing. We need to understand why this happens like this. Why this energy flows. Why this energy get aggregated. Remember I told you, when energy storing process, when that energy get aggregated, energy can't be aggregated without vibrations, without flowing. All the energy that's aggregated contains vibrations. Because, ladies and gentlemen, natural order of energy is disorder. The nature of energy is chaotic. That's the second law of thermodynamics if you have studied. Entropy. Have you studied entropy? Okay. You don't worry, I am not going to go to that realms. But natural order is disorder. Nature is disordered. But we can see these are ordered, right? Are they ordered or they are also still disordered?
By disorder, do you mean random or do you mean vibrating?
Vibrating.
Yes. Yeah.
Because even though this energy get aggregated, they are separated. It's not something pen here, because this is not a pen. This is a bunch of electrons, protons, neutrons. These are bunch of electrons, protons, neutrons vibrating. This is actually, it's not an object, it's a vibration. Boom.
But in a relative order.
In a relative order, but for them it's disorder. For us, it's relative. Right?
So you say as an observer, we see it.
It as a ordered thing, but it looks like ordered, but actually disordered. If I ask from this energy, do you like to stay here? No. No, they say, let me go away. You know this. You know, protons are positively charged, right? Electrons are negatively charged, right? So there's an aggregation of protons in the atom, in the nucleus. That means, ladies and gentlemen, do you think they are happy? Do you like that protons are happy to stick together? No, because of the force, because of the attraction force, the protons are aggregated in the center.
Trauma bond.
Huh?
It's a trauma bond.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a trouble.
It is.
Right? That means, ladies and gentlemen, these things are not happily live ever after now. This energy, aggregated energy, is actually tend to release it. That's why you can see transformation all the time. Nothing is fixed. Even though you brought something, time to time you can see it's deteriorating, because the process of energy, the aggregated energy, doesn't like to stick together, doesn't like to stay there. Energy try to find a stable position. Stable means what? Always releasing the energy. Like, if your child is hyperactive, that means what? High energy. If you eat too much food, then what happens? High energy. You need to release that energy. Agree or not? This is what actually, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you have to understand first. That everything in this world is a reaction. Reaction happens because of what? There's an energy flow. Energy flow happens. That's why you can see there's always flowness. But the thing is, everywhere you can see flow. But at the same time, you are now able. You can see its fixedness as well, because you feel this is the same pen, isn't it? Don't you feel this is the same pen that I showed you before? This is the pen. You don't feel it as pen being, isn't it? You don't perceive it as being. You perceive it as what? A pen. You got it? But actually what is happening here?
So what you're saying is, if we are vibrating at the same speed, we see it as fixed object, both of us at the same time. The same as like with the galaxy, the whole thing is moving.
Actually, everywhere is vibrations, the same frequencies.
The same frequency.
Not same frequency. Like you, when I mean, every minds. I'm talking about the minds. Every minds are vibrating the same frequency. We'll talk about this later. Don't worry. Because I want to understand this. I don't want to like you to learn this. I want you to realize it. Right? Realization and learning are two different things. That is learning. Realizing means what? Now you start to think in that line of thoughts. You feel it from your heart. That's the realization. Right? Ansh?
Yeah.
Right? So you can see there's a flame, right? There's a flame, right? Is there a flame or is there a reaction?
It's a flaming.
It's flaming. You got it, madam? Yes. There's no a flame. It's flaming. It's a process. It keeps happening. It's not something fixed. It's not something done. It's not something made. But, ladies and gentlemen, now what happened? It goes inside, right? The flame inside, right? Flame is inside, right?
The reaction stopped.
What happened to the flame? What happened to the flame? Okay. Can you see a flame? See? Closely inspect, huh? See, it goes inside. What happened to the flame? Do you think it's inside? Huh? Shall we open and check whether the flame is there? No? Okay. I mean, don't you think that... this is not a very simple question that I'm asking, because we project a flame, we project something there, something done. I'm asking from you, what happened to that thing? If it is there, then you should have an explanation what happened to that thing, that something made, something there. Where? Does it go somewhere? Check whether it's inside, hide somewhere. No, right? No, right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that means, ladies and gentlemen, there's a process happens. It's not something fixed. Process of energy. Energy is being converted. Energy is being transferred. It's undergoing a transformation. Gas molecules, oxygen molecules are reacting together. There's a reaction. That reaction is manifesting a flame. Actually, that's where now we are going to show you that this is not a flame then. This is what? Flaming. It's not something done. That's why we can say that this is not something made, because flame is not something made. Flame happens because of the reaction. Here I'm going to introduce you the concept called manifestation. Manifestation and what is real. What is actually happening? Do you understand this? I'm going to divide this world into two parts. Manifestations and what is actually happening. You can see a flame, right? But there's no flame there, ladies and gentlemen. What happened there is a reaction. Oxygen molecules and gas molecules react together that reaction happens. As long as that reaction happens, flame is something there. But actually it's not the same flame, isn't it? It's flaming, right? You can see, don't worry, you won't be able to see it, the flame is going up and down, up and down. No. I'm talking about, this is not something fixed. This is not something done. Flame is something appearing because of the flow. Flame appears because of the energy flow. Do you understand that? Because of the reaction between oxygen molecules and gas molecules plus heat, that reaction triggers what? A flame. Do you think the flame is real, or it's something appears because of the real? The reality is this. This is something appears. Because if it is real, then you would be able to isolate it. Can you take the flame to your home, leaving the reaction here? Let's try to catch the flame. Am I touching the flame, or am I touching the reaction process? Ladies and gentlemen, I am touching the reaction process. When I can't touch the flame. Don't worry, I'm going to burn myself. Right? I can't touch the flame. What actually happens is my finger, when it come closer, what actually happens there is, because of the reaction, it generates the vibration, it generates the heat that triggers the vibration in the skin. That's what happens. That means this flame is something that you have seen, is not something there. It's a manifestation in the mind because of the energy flow. Do you understand this? Manifestation of a flame happens in the mind. Right? That happens because of what? Reaction. If there's a reaction, flame will be there. Do you understand that? As long as the reaction stops, as sooner the reaction ceased,
the
manifestation stops. Yeah. That means you can't say manifestation is something made, because manifestation is something dependently originated. It is something dependent.
Not necessarily. We can bring it back in our mind. Remember it.
Yeah. Then what happened, madam? In your mind, you are now recalling the memory and you are recreating that process again in the mind. Then mind has to recreate that process by taking the memory.
My big question here, where is the memory stored?
All these problems will be solved along the path.
Where the flame is going, where is the memory stored? So
initially, we have to find where's the mind.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I know we're doing that.
Right? Mm-hmm. Right? You know what? There's no fixed flame here. It's a manifestation. Manifestation happened in the mind, because when you come closer here, if somebody come closer to this place, then he won't notice, that camera won't notice a flame. It will sense what? Vibrations of fluctuating this energy. Do you understand that? There's a fluctuation of energy. There's always movement of energy. There's a fluctuation. There's a process. There's a reaction happens. That creates the effect of what? Flame in the mind. Agree? It looks like fixed. It looks like be, but what is real? Being. Right? This looks like be, but actually this is also what? Being, because this is flame being. Even your mind is what? Perceiving. this. That's why, now what happened to the flame in your mind that you perceived? Don't do like this. Give me an explanation. No, because it's not something made, it's being made. It's happening. It was happening. That's why this flame is not something done. It's a manifestation. It's an illusion. Agree? Because do you think these oxygens, do you think electrons are yellow color? Oxygens are in yellow color? No. Electrons yellow color? Protons yellow color? Neutrons yellow color? Okay, then what is their reaction of electrons, protons, neutrons? Do you think that they are colorful? No. Whatever that you are sensing right now is a manifestation. Right? I'm going to take some couple of examples to understand, like get this message across to you. Can you see? Look like a dog, right? Right? Do you think that there's it's a shadow, right? Right? Now tell me about the shadow. Is it a shadow or shadowing? Shadowing, because it's something being generating, right? And shadow is not the light, shadow is not the hand, shadow is not the whiteboard. It's completely different effect that's manifested here. That means, ladies and gentlemen, this is also what? See, I can't even point it. Why? When I take my hand, shadow goes away. See, this is not a shadow. This is not something isolated. You can't isolate this because this is a manifestation. Do you understand that? Shadow is also what? Manifestation. What is there is a reaction. Light energy come contact with the hand molecules, whatever the electrons, protons, neutrons, there's an energy flow. Now think about, ladies and gentlemen, sunset. Sunset. Don't you think it's a flow of energy? Wind blows. Wind. Flow of energy. Fire. Flow of energy.
Well, it's a sensation of flow of energy. So we're sensing the flow of energy.
Flow of energy, when it comes to the mind, it creates a manifestation. Sun and the moon and the earth and everything in this world, actually, ladies and gentlemen, they are in flow. They are flow of energy. It's not something fixed, it's not something done, it's not something created, it's being manifesting. When you see it, it appears in your mind. The moment your eye and the object come together, that creates that manifestation. Okay, here I'm going to draw this. Can you all see this? This is not colorful, ladies and gentlemen. This is electrons, protons, neutrons are moving and vibrating. This is also one. Again, electrons, protons are neutrons, right? What else? What you have eaten? Carbohydrate, protein, rice, dal, curry, whatever that you have eaten, they are what? Made out of soil. Made out of what? Electron, proton, neutron. Agree? Okay, this is also vibrations, this is also vibration. These two vibrations come together. Now what happens? Along with the light vibration, that creates a manifestation of what? Flower that you experience. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you experience. What you experience is a creation because of the energy flow. That's your perception. This is your mind is doing what? Creating manifestations. Nothing.
Which means also the feeling behind it is electrical impulses. Yeah.
Try to understand this, huh? Slowly, I'll explain. Outside world is colorless. But what you see is colorful, isn't it? Can you see me colorful? I'm maroon color, right? My robe. This robe, the electrons, protons, neutrons are not colorful. They are colorless. But inside image is what? Colorful. This is the manifestation. This is the energy process. Even though I draw it like this is also what? A vibration, energy flow. Do you understand this? Nothing in the outside are done. There's no done. There's no Mr. Duns outside. In the outside world, there are beings, right? But inside, in the mind, we perceive them as what? The mental creations. Mind is creating out of process. Mind is created what? Always objects. Object means fixedness.
Well, I think we only perceive it fixed because we vibrate on the same frequency, and that's why we're able to communicate.
No.
The sensation of physical.
No. I'll explain. It's not because of the same vibration. It's because of the ignorance. Let's see. I have more time. Because I'm going through a journey. I'm trying to get this across to you within next 50 minutes. I'm trying my best, right? I try my best. Let's see. Because this is something, ladies and gentlemen, we usually conduct in a 2-day retreat to explain this slowly, but we have only 2 hours here. Okay? You can see. Okay, now tell me, what you have experienced within your mind, is it something, the reality or a manifestation?
Always a manifestation.
Always a manifestation, because whatever the energy flow that happens in the outside creates what? An effect within the mind, that is what? The experience. What you experience, can you hear me? Hear the sound? Hello, test, check 1, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear the sound? The sound is coming from the mic, right? Sound is coming from the mic, right? This sound, can you hear that? It's not coming from the mic, from the buffle, right? No. Think. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't put sound here. What I am doing is putting vibrations. These vibrations creates vibrations in the mic that create the electric pulses, and then it goes to the buffle that creates another vibration. That vibrations are coming to your ears, and this eardrum is now vibrating. That creates what? Electric impulses in your brain. When that signal comes to the mind, in the mind, it's a manifestation of what? Sound. Remember, in this example, as long as the reaction is there, manifestation is there, isn't it? You can't say manifestation is something done, But actually, manifestation is not something done, because it's dependently originating, keep originating all the time. Each and every moment, it's originating. Do you understand that? Originating. It's not something done, it's not something fixed, it's not something made. Agree?
Yeah.
Flame. Likewise, ladies and gentlemen, check this sound. How long did it, like how long was it there? The moment that these two causes come together, the reaction happens, sound appears, right? As long as the reaction stops, as soon as the reaction stops, what happened to the sound that you heard? It's gone. Agree? Each and every moment, whatever that happens right now, see, I'm going to break this. Right? Incident happen, sound appears. Incident happen, sound appears. When incident, whatever the reaction stops, what happened to the sound? Experience stops. Try to keep that sound with you. Let's try, huh? Can you keep it? You can't keep it. What you're doing is recalling the memory and try to keep it. Then what you're doing is again doing some reaction within the mind to keep it with you. Then now,
Yeah, you're saying the message stuff. So that means recalling a memory is not the same as the event itself as well.
yes,
Right? So
that's also a reaction.
Yeah, so what we remember as emotions of past events is not actually what happened in those events as well.
Yes.
And the second thing is that manifestation happens immediately as soon as the reaction exists.
Yes, there's no time between. It's not like Woody Woodpecker, when remember that cartoons, when they run in on the like top roof, when the roof ends, then they realize, okay, it's not there, and then go down. It's not something like that, right? As long as the reaction stops, manifestation ceased.
That means if something did not manifest yet, that means because we are not
The reaction is
Yeah.
not there. Agree? Every experience you experience throughout your life, ladies and gentlemen, are like this. Not only this sound. That's why even after you listening to a song, can you keep that song with you, or you just what to do?
Recall the memory.
You play it again, or you recall the memory and memory.
That exact example proves that reality and perception or memory is completely two different things.
Different, yes, exactly. What is reality is a process. What's there is looks like something manifested. It's something there. It's not there. It is also what? Being there. Agree? Agree so far? So far, so good? Touch it. Let's hope for the best. I'll do this. Ladies and gentlemen, now tell me then, when you look at me, are you looking at the same person, or there's a huge process going on? As a result of that energy fluctuation, that triggers colors, and then that triggers a manifestation of Bhante, Tero in your mind.
Looking at energy code, basically.
Actually, this is not something fixed. That is it appears in your mind, looks like something fixed, but is it fixed, or is it something creating each and every moment? Waterfall. Is it a waterfall or waterfalling? Can you see the same waterfall again? In a water fountain, can you see the same fountain again? Okay, because it's a flow, isn't it? Right? Can you see the same me? Okay, keep it with you, okay? Take a snapshot and keep it with you.
Yeah.
Is it the same person? No, ladies and gentlemen, because why? You know that the whatever the cellular reaction happens, it's not something, they don't stay there. Okay, the cellular functions, they stick there because you are watching at me. No. There's a flow here. Even your eye right now is also what? At flow. It's not something done. It's not something made. Your eye is also what? Eyeing. Your brain is also what? Braining. Your neurons are also what? Neuroning.
Can I just mention earlier, there is within all of that some relative stability which I'm missing.
Yeah.
There.
Because in our perception, we have something misperception, a deception. I'm going to unveil it now. Wait until then. That's how you, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you come to relativeness. That's why you feel relativity. This is not theory of relativity, this is theory of reality. Right? Try to understand this. Now tell me, all your perceptions are also what? Perception also? Manifestation. That means it's not manifestation, it's manifesting. It's happening. Right? You can't see me again and again and again, the same person. Okay, everybody, look other side there. And now you look at the. See, this is a new gentleman, new Dero. But the thing is, this is, you don't feel it because you feel what? No. It's the same person. There are Gucci bags that you can find it even in Chinese $1 shop, $2 shop. Right? Imagine there's a Gucci bag who is actually made in France, Paris? France, right? Made in China. Okay, see, it's the same factory. One is original and one is duplicate, right? One is at the $2 shop. Sorry, do you have dollar shop here? Right? We have, right? Because when I was in Canberra, we used to go there to buy some reject shop. That's where. Okay, right? In the $2 shop, there's a Gucci bag. And Maya also, in the Maya also, there's a Gucci bag which is very expensive. Imagine that two people now have taken these two bags and they are now going in, they are now going parallel to one each other. Others can, you also have the same Gucci bag. The person who bought from the $2 shop knows this is not the real one. But the thing is, the person who has taken it, the real one, it's not real one. They think it's real, right? They think what? The same. It's not the same, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like, but it's not the. Looks like doesn't mean that's the same, isn't it? That's the.
It's water at that time.
Yeah. That's the thing that I wanted to convey to you. And I wanted to bring this up to you. It's not the story. Looks like doesn't mean the same thing. Right? That means.
Recalling from the memory. Perception.
Well, that means that the same Gucci bag 5 minutes later
is not the same Gucci bag. Likewise, right? This is also, now apply to here. Whatever that you see right now, is this moment perception is not this moment perception, ladies and gentlemen. If this moment perception get fixed, then you won't be able to recognize what I'm talking about now. Yeah. Because if this sound fixed in your mind, then what happened? Ting! You will be that.
It will be a picture, not
yeah, it will be. It's not, you can't see motion pictures, right? You can see movements, right? You can the very fact that you can see movements because why? See, is it the same flame? Same flame moving. Same flame is moving. Oh, flame, 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 flame. This moment flame is not this moment flame is not this moment flame is not this moment flame. But looks like the same flame. We are going to come. How do you feel this looks like thing? Ready? Did you understand up to now? Clear? Anj, you have a question? Done? Do you agree with like whatever that I explained so far? Are you with the same page with me? Same frequency, same wavelength? Now, in this room that we have been like doing this session for 1.5 hours almost. Is it the same room or this is rooming? Rooming. Ladies and gentlemen, all your body is also not. That body is the same body is bodying. Each and every moment, senses are generating within your mind. The tactile sensations are generating within your mind to experience as a fixed entity. It's not the same body. I can prove to you. Don't eat and see whether the same body will be there. If you have stopped eating, what will happen? You can see the weight is reducing. That means it's something, the weight and the size, the mass is something, not mass, it's massing, it's something maintaining. It's not something there, it's being. That's why we call human beings, because we are not human beings. Not bees. We are not human beings, we are human beings. It's really hard to explain this in English. Because in Sinhala we have a lot of words to explain this message in our local language, but in English I am trying to create some words even, put some INGs and because all the languages are based on the manifestations, ladies and gentlemen. First person in all languages. Who is the first person? Who is the I?
That's what I'm waiting for.
Eyeing. I also what? Then I should be where? I also what? Manifestation. Okay. Do you feel? Can you see me? Can you see me? Me? Can you see me? Can you see this flower? No, what you see is what your mind is creating. You can't see the outside world. Outside world is colorless. Right? Your mind is now generating mental picturing.
But then the question becomes, why has nature made our minds like that?
That's where we are going to. Now tell me, what is the true quality, true nature of nature? Ladies and gentlemen, true nature of nature is fluctuating. It's not fixed. It's not be. It's being. It's in a flow. It cannot be trapped. It cannot be condensed. It cannot be stagnant. It's not stagnant. It's a flow. Agree? Agree? Right. You know what happened here? It's a hard mission, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try, Who bears the ideas? Ideas. Where does the idea manifest? in the mind. Do you understand that? This pen can't hold any ideas, right? Ideas? Can this pen hold an idea? No. Can this this candle can hold an idea? No. None of these energy aggregations can hold an idea. You know what? But there's a very finest energy aggregation that can hold an idea. Who is that?
You mean the mind?
Mind.
Which you mean the brain, or two different words?
No, not the brain.
Okay.
Because brain has neuron signals. Brain has electric impulses. Do you feel electric impulses or colors? You perceive colors, right? Do you all agree with that? Okay, you perceive sound, you perceive smell, you perceive tactile sensations, you perceive saltiness, that means taste. That doesn't mean not brain impulses. Brain is not mind, mind is not brain. Brain and mind are two different things, ladies and gentlemen. Mind is the finest aggregation of energy. The aggregation level is high in the brain. Aggregation level is too high. You know that aggregation level? The finest aggregation level of energy is the mind, then the light, then other particles. You know, gas, liquid and solid. So even though we call there are three states of matter, how many states in the energy? Mind, light, what is this? Sorry about my writing. Gas, liquid and solid. These are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 states of energy.
So the mind is a finer energy state than the light.
Light. This is
More dense.
light is denser. Light is denser than the mind. That's why you can't see mind, right? Because mind can see light, right?
Yeah.
Mind can perceive light, gas, wave, everything, but mind can't see mind. Yeah, this is the gateway to the mind. You know, this is also not. Now tell me, is it aggregated or aggregating? That means, is it something done or being? Then how about this mind? Then are you or youing? Youing.
That's true.
That's true, right? Happening. You are not happened. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, nothing ever done, right? All the things that you have been doing, always what? To be continued. Right? Everything you said, I am done with that. Okay, after 1 year, you start it again. Think about all the TV series. Let's say you love something. After 1 or 2 years, don't you check it again? Even you look shorts. Because nothing is done. How many kilos of chocolate do you need to be satisfied? Tons? I'm going to give a ton. Don't worry. Everything is to be continued. Yes.
Sorry, I just want to know the Sinhalese word for mind in this context. Because
Pali?
Yes.
Sinhalese or Pali?
Pali. give me
Chitta.
Pali. Chitta. Okay, because
Mana.
in our languages, manas, chitta, buddhi, ahankara, there's so many, and it's like I need to know which one specifically to understand it.
Mana, mind. You know, mind is, the process of the mind is involved with chitta.
Yes.
So that's when you go deeper, you have these things, but you don't have to worry about that.
And then superficial buddhi.
Yes, here I'm going through very surface.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not going deeper, because if I go deeper, then you won't understand anything. You will I can see I will see sleeping faces.
It's good in Indian language.
There's a manifestation of sleepiness then. Right? Okay. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, what happened here? There's a universal idea. There's a universal idea in this universe. Ideas can be right, ideas can be wrong. Agree or not? ideas. There are true ideas or false ideas. Right?
I don't think so.
Me neither.
Yeah. Idea is an idea, your perception of it, that what makes you see it good or bad. No, idea is just an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how about the reality? If you don't know the reality, you might have a wrong idea, isn't it?
What is the reality?
Because in the reality, that's where I come to. In the reality, because of your perspective, you have right and wrong. That's okay. And I'm not talking about that right and wrong, but I'm talking about the not the relativity. I'm talking about the what's the word for 𝗘𝗃𝗧𝐿? Absolute. I'm talking about the absolute. That means in the reality, we now experience, in the reality, everything is in the flow. Do you agree with that? I have shown you that I have, using all the principles that we learn and everything that we can see in the nature, that nature is actually, the nature of nature is at flow. Agree? But ladies and gentlemen, there's an idea, there's a wrong idea actually, that there are fixed entities or fixedness. We don't know whether it's right or wrong. We know it's wrong because now I explained to you. Right? Otherwise, this idea is also what? Just an idea, as you said. Agree. There's an idea, fixedness, entities, uniqueness. Is there in the world. Do you understand this? There's an idea, just an idea, okay? Just an idea that uniqueness, fixedness, entityness exists in the world. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, there's no fixedness, there's no entityness, nothing is fixed in this world. It's all chaotic energies.
Okay, here we go. So, here's the point. If we're going to say that this pen doesn't exist as a fixed object, right? But let's see the perception of it. I still see it here as fixed.
Yes.
So the way now I understand is, it does not exist the same pen, but the pen does exist. So the manifestation is new based on the reaction that's rendering in every moment. If you want to put time, space, and perception in one block, it's never the same. But the pen as an energetic code, it does exist.
No.
And this is when I call it fixed.
No. Because of the perception. Hey, let me explain.
Yeah.
Right? Until I finish, right? Wait. I'll give. Give me some time. This should be mind-blowing, ladies and gentlemen. That's why. Wait.
That's why we're excited.
Yes. There's an idea called fixedness, entity, and uniqueness is there. As a result of that, right? Ladies and gentlemen, in this world, there's no fixedness. Right? Because of that, this idea has created an attraction force. You know what I mean? Attraction force. That means attraction force. That means void. It's like a black hole. Black hole, do you know black hole? Black hole attracts even the light. There's a black holes I can see there are how many black holes? There are so many black holes here. I'm going to show you the black hole, okay? Here. I'm not insulting you, but it's the nature. There's an attraction force in this world. That attraction force happens because of this idea. It is because this idea is not right. This idea is wrong. This idea is what is the idea? Fixedness. The world is, whatever the energy is not fixed. Energy is what? Chaotic. It cannot be fixed. It's free. There's no way. It's free. It's moving. It's not fixed. It's not entities. There's no uniqueness because, this pen is also made out of electrons, protons, neutrons, right?
Yes.
How about this clock? Same.
Yes.
Is there any unique thing that is there in the pen that is not there in the clock?
Yes.
What is that?
The configuration of the...
Yes, the pattern of the vibration that it is happening in the pen is
No.
different than the pattern of the vibration.
I'm talking about the pattern of the vibration. No, I'm talking about the materialistic.
No, the material is exactly
the same.
What's different is the pattern.
What's vibration of pattern,
yes.
right?
Yes.
That means same energy, different levels of vibrations, right? Then when you are eating a pizza and a banana, is there a pizza in a pizza and banana in a banana? No, banana also pizza, pizza also banana.
It's the same material, different vibration.
Same material, different vibrations.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But if we take the vibration, let's say it's as a fingerprint, the vibration of the banana, and we code it as a code, this is a fixed code, and that's why we can see banana anywhere in the planet.
Yeah. Now we are going to find out why there's a banana and why there's a pizza. This is how the pizza and banana came to this world. Because before the pizza and banana, mind came to this world.
Yes.
I'm going to show you how mind arises in this world. Ladies and gentlemen, because of this idea, that idea has created a manifestation. That what is that manifestation? Attraction force. This attraction force, don't think this attraction force is something done. What is that also?
Attraction for the thing.
Attraction forcing. Do you understand this? Because everything is not fixed, everything is what? Continuously flowing. This is attracting. Black hole is a process, isn't it? Black hole, in the black holes you can see, they are also what? Black holing. Right? It's a process. Likewise, there's an attraction force has generated. Because of this attraction force, free energy get attracted. Free energy get attracted and created a finest level of aggregation of energy. What is that?
The matter from the mind that controls
The mind. Initially, before this attraction force, what is there? Nothing. Right? This attraction force now aggregated a finest level of aggregation. What is that? The mind. That is how the sensing business manifests in this world. It's not a sense, it's sensing. Do you understand that? Because is it something done, or because of this attraction, it always what? Happening. Do you understand this? This is the initial sense. What is that sense? Fixedness. Uniqueness. Because this is the plan, this is the house, this is the builder.
Can I ask you a question, a challenging question? So taking the banana and the pizza, if you try to circumvent the mind and infuse the pizza into the blood, and you infuse at another time the banana and the blood, they have a different effect, but
Yeah.
it has circumvented the mind. So how do we explain that?
Yeah. The thing is, like, what I'm saying is, different effects are there because of the different levels of energy fluctuations. Right? That is true.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, every manifestation happens because of the same energy. Same energy, but different level of fluctuations. That means manifestations are different. Manifestations have different effects. Here flame, there's a shadow, and there's a Swami Bhante, Tero. You can see different manifestations.
Same
But
material, different shape. That's
same material, different shape. It's like everything is made out of clay. Okay, go and check periodic table. Have you seen periodic table? Huh? What are there in the hydrogen? Energy. Helium? Energy. Lithium? Energy.
same water, different colors.
Are there elements, or is there only one element? One element, but different level of aggregations.
To go on a quantum level.
I mean, think. I told you to think, right? These are different level of aggregations. Likewise, ladies and gentlemen, because of this attraction force created because of this idea has created an attraction force. As a result of this attraction force, it attracted energy that created a first sense. That is the sense of what? Uniqueness, fixedness, and entity.
And separation.
And separation. Excellent. Spot on. Now tell me, who are you?
Everything and everyone.
No. Don't you feel you're unique? You're not me, right? Don't you feel you're fixed? Since you were born, you are the same person who lived, isn't it? Huh? No? You do. I mean, same person means when you look at your picture, you are saying, this is me at. Like,
Well,
I'm not talking about the body. I'm talking about the sense you feel, the mind. You feel you are constantly lived, the body is growing. You are the same person. This is me when I was young, when I was old, when I was kindergarten, when I was doing my schooling, when I was doing me. You're me. Your me and my me. They are different, isn't it?
it's because of the memory of me, not because of me. Because I'm recalling the memory.
Memory,
So that's
because
why
that, that you have a sense that memory is your memory, right? That memory is unique to you, right? Your memory is not my memory, right? Can you lend me your memory? No way, Swaminatha, I won't lend you. It's my memory. See, this is the first sense. This is the Mr. Being. This is where you start to experience an entity, ladies and gentlemen. Now tell me, this is the self. It's not a self, ladies and gentlemen. This is the sense of self. Now try to understand. It's not a self. It's a sense of self. Each and every moment, mind is producing. This mind is producing. This mind is what? This is happening. This is happening. It's being producing each and every moment. But it's like, do you think that, like this flame, is it the same flame or looks like? Looks like. It's not the same flame, isn't it? Flame is a manifestation, isn't it? Got it? But there's a process of what? Energy is being accumulating. Energy is being flowing. Energy is being processing. Likewise, because of this attraction force, energy is being what? Aggregating. As a result of that, there's a sense originated. What is that sense? Self. Now tell me, from where does the aggregation started? Because of this attraction force. Aggregation process started because of this aggregation, attraction. I showed you, right? How many levels of aggregation? Mind, light, gas, liquid, matter. Now tell me, who is the creator of solid?
The mind.
The mind. Who is the creator of light? The mind. Who is the creator of mind? This idea.
Wait, was it this one? Who's the creator of mind? Is this idea?
Because you know what happens? Because of there's an idea, right? Fixedness, entity, uniqueness exists in the world. As a result of that, it created a sense of self, right?
So you mean the idea moves the mind, or the mind moves the idea?
Sorry, what?
So what you mean is the
mind is
controlled by the idea.
Yeah. This is the idea. Now, idea is there in the mind as a sense. As a result of that, this is proving, positively reinforcing the idea is true.
So you mean the idea is controlling the mind, or the mind controlling the idea?
Yes.
Where does the idea come from?
It's not idea come from because of the association. What?
But by the mind, you mean the individual mind or the collective mind? Like the mind of each person individually?
No, yeah. You know what?
Or the idea of mind itself? Yeah.
Calm down.
Okay. Try.
I don't want to make you into the the theories. That's why when we come to realization, you will understand that everybody has the same mind, right? That's the universal consciousness. That's we'll talk about in future, right? I don't want to go to that realm, because if you go there, then I don't understand this, right? Because this is so deep, ladies and gentlemen. See, this is the science that you have to study first before you go to the school, right? It's not a fixed entity. This sense is also not a fixed entity. This sense is also what? Happening because of what? This idea is producing the attraction force continuously. As a result of that, this sensing happens each and every moment. As a result of that, idea is being what? Confirming. Idea get confirmed. As a result of that, attraction force is there, and then ideas get confirmed.
Where does the energy come from to maintain this idea from recreating itself?
Yeah. I can explain later, right? Because initially
you explained, but you triggered so many questions.
Yes, I can explain. Wait. First I will explain this, and then I'll go to that realm, right? Whew. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is so deep, but I'm explaining in the way that you can understand, you can perceive. That's what I'm going to do. This is the attraction force that is there in all the materials in the world. This is the origination of gravity. The scientists are searching for where's the gravitational field. Gravitational fields happens because of what? The attraction forces generated from the mind.
Really?
Because, okay, now tell me, these energy aggregations hold together by whom?
The mind.
No. These materials, whatever the energy, aggregated. Aggregation energy, like holding them together in the defined area by whom?
Gravitation field.
Gravitation field or attraction forces.
Yes, attraction forces.
Because if you break the bonds, then this will be like what?
Fusion. There will be
the liquid, right? If you break the bonds in the liquid, then what happens? Gas. If you break the bonds in the gas also, then what happens? Light. Do you understand that? Whatever the atom is actually confined, aggregated energy. When you break the bonds, when you break the attraction force that holds the energy together, it will go lighter and lighter and lighter.
That means the manifestation of solid is a very dense energy.
Exactly.
including you.
Yes.
When you have a baby, that's a very dense
Energy.
of consciousness of both parents.
Yes. Yes. Because then, ladies and gentlemen, you can't say that you are living in here. We don't know where we live, where our consciousness happens, right? We'll explain later in this course, right? This is just the beginning of this everything, right? I mean, my teacher and we are going through this journey now for 5 years, and when you realize this more and more, ladies and gentlemen, I don't feel any stress, anxiety, depression now. I'm trying my level best to explain this to you, because we all are ignorant in this way. Because of that, we start to feel that self is there. Actually, there's no self. It's a sense of self. It keeps happening. Now tell me, when you realize that this idea is wrong, when you realize this idea is wrong, right? The idea is wrong. There's no fixedness in this world. That realization stops the subscription that you have paid to that idea. At the moment, you have subscribed to this idea.
So idea exists before me.
Yes, because that's why you start to feel, what is this? There's a perception of a pen. At the same time, there's another perception of what? Fixedness. Oh, that's why I'm going to come there, right? That's why I told you, leave me alone. Right? Give me some time. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, when this experience happens in your mind, right? There are two perception happens. First perception is what? Pen perception. That is a manifestation. And then after that pen perception, there's another perception. Along with, just after the pen perception, there's another perception, that is the fixed perception. Fixedness. Now put them together. How do you feel? A pen. Pen, perception, and then fixedness. That's why you feel a pen. Every perception is coupled with this fixedness. Every perception you perceive is coupled with what? Fixedness. Hello. What do you say? What did you hear? Hello. I didn't say hello. You know what I said? Hello. I can't say hello at once. What happened in your mind? You collect everything, perceive together, then fixedness happens. That's why you are saying, I have said an entity, a word called what? Hello. I can't say word called hello together. Hello. See? Hello. What your mind is doing is aggregating. And then?
He sealed it in one word.
And sealed in one word. You know, that sealing process happens because of what? This process happens after this process. There are two processes in the mind, ladies and gentlemen. First perception and the second perception. This is the defiled perception. That is the wrong perception. Because of the ignorance, because of the wrong idea that you have subscribed, even at your every perception is ending with what? Defilements.
Impression.
Fixedness. That's why can you see the light? See the light, right? Even though it is emitting photons and it's creating a process, you still say what? You're saying what? the light. This light, it's not the same light, it's lighting, but you feel it what? As what? From even though I explained that it's being, you don't feel from bottom of your heart, because you feel what? Fixedness. Don't you feel that you live this in the sermon for 2 hours now? You are living right now. Being, staying there, same person. See, fixedness. All the perceptions are contaminating with what?
With the idea of fixed.
Idea of fixedness. Do you understand this?
Is it because our bodies are solid and our senses?
No. Your senses, madam. Our the colors, sight, sound, taste, smell, touch. Those things are generating what?
Constantly.
Consciousness, perceptions. These perceptions are triggering. These perceptions are pure. They don't have any defilements, right? After all these perceptions, this gentleman is hijacking that process and creating another perception. What is this perception?
That it is fixed.
Fixed. That's what happened every mind in this world. Okay.
Being fixed is a thing.
Yeah. Okay. Here I'm going to now wrap this up. Have you seen this one? Did you understand this? All the perceptions are coupling with the fixedness. Everything, even waterfall, you know it's falling, you feel, no, a waterfall. Can you go and see the same waterfall? No, but you are saying, it's a beautiful waterfall, go and see. You know that, but you feel it's the same waterfall. You know, that's why we get married. Because we feel it's the same person. When you ask, let's say Anna is there when you're asking, right? When you ask out, Anna is there. And when she accepts, she is not the Anna, she is the Mary, right? In the wedding day, it's Joanna. Will you get married? No, because you know it's not the same person. But actually, ladies and gentlemen, it's being, but you feel it's the same person. You think that I'm going to stay with the same person. You can't stay with the same person, ladies and gentlemen, in this world. You can't see me. See, after 2 hours, I'm asking again, am I the same person? No. 𝗘𝗃𝗧. 𝗘𝗃𝗧. But you feel what? No, Swaminatha. No, 𝗘𝗃, you are there. Actually, what happened here, every perception is defiled with what? Fixedness.
Well, we need it to some extent to not become insane.
No.
Sense of stability.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what actually happened. Whatever the energy is being trapped, the energy is being trapped from this gate. Energy is being continuously trapping. This energy is now coming back again to get released.
Wow.
That is how you perceive these things. That is the blue color perception. Whatever the energy that trapped, this is like energy ball, right? This energy ball, let's say this energy ball is there or constantly producing. One ball, it's producing balls, right? Now let's say these are the, shall I write it in blue color because it's easy. These are the energy balls that trapped because of this attraction force. Agree? These energy balls are releasing that energy and creating color, sound, taste, smell, touch.
Identity.
No, sensors.
The sense give the whole ball identity. Yes.
senses. This is where that the process of releasing generate a sense, or you can say perception. Because right now you can't see a pen. What you see is colors. Colors give rise to a perception of what? Pen. Colors are being produced in your mind. That is generating a sense of 𝗘𝗃𝗏. Right? Hello is not hello. They are vibrations of, there are sound fragments. Aggregation and creating something makes sense. That is the sensing business. Right? In the Buddhist textbooks, they have explained in different names. I don't want to write it. Right? Because if I write it, ooh, what is that? I don't want you to go into that. I don't want to put you into that trouble. Right? Here, after the sense, there's a perception process. Perception of process. Pen perception, 𝗘𝗃𝗏 perception, whatever the perception happens. Okay? Okay? Right? Whatever that energy get trapped is now going to release. Okay? Right? Because of this void, because of this attraction force, that energy again attracted and put it into another cycle of what?
How? After the perception, what would happen?
After the perception of pen,
Yes.
the entity fixedness happens, right?
Yeah.
You know, I said that after the, I proved to you, right? Every pen perception, there's a pen happens.
Yes.
Fixedness happens.
Yeah.
Right? What happened? This process is now, whatever the, after the energy flow that happens here, is releasing that energy, then it gets trapped because of this attraction force that's there in the mind. The whole process is the mind, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. After the perception of pen, what would happen?
After the procession of pen, fixedness happens. A sense of fixedness.
Yes. So now we have a pen.
You feel the pen is pen. You feel the uniqueness of a pen.
Yeah.
That's why you feel pizza is a pizza.
How it's going to be released again after the fixedness?
After the sense, that energy down get trapped because of this attraction force. Now that energy is coming back again. That's why. Now tell me. What is the Newton's third law? Every action has equal and opposite reaction. What is the action here? Attracting the energy. It created what?
The same energy again.
No, the perception. This action is now producing what? Again?
The same.
Like similar perception. This is what we call karma. Right? If it is a reaction, then you won't be able to stop it, isn't it? I mean, action has equal and opposite reaction. Then if it is a reaction, that means action is done, reaction happens after the action. Right? Agree?
That means we cannot stop it.
We cannot stop it if there's a reaction. Do you understand that? Don't perceive it as a pen. Don't listen to this sound, okay? Don't listen. Don't recognize what I say. Hello. Don't do this. Can you hear? Don't hear it, please. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Try not to see black color.
Should we get process from the very beginning?
You know, ladies and gentlemen, your perception, huh?
We are just experiencing.
We are just experiencing.
Watching, basically.
You are just experiencing the consequences that happened in the past.
Attending the movie.
You can't stop. You can't go out from this thing unless you stop this wrong idea, unless you unsubscribe to this wrong idea.
Fixedness and
Because this is where the attraction force keeps generating as a result of that. You know, this is, ladies and gentlemen, this attraction force is not only attraction force, it creates void, right? That's why you feel unsatisfactoriness in your life.
Yeah, but if those ideas what controls the mind, then the mind doesn't have a control over them. Is that a soul?
No. See, because I explained to you, because of the profound teaching that Buddha realized by themselves that this is wrong. Throughout the lineage of teachers, we receive this message. As a result of that, now explaining to you, now I am transferring this message to you. As a result of that, if you understand and comprehend and start to practice this, then what happens? You will slowly eradicate this idea out from your mental environment. Then, ladies and gentlemen, you will still perceive pen perception. Every perception will happen that you know, you have come to realization. Perception process happens. Now you are aligning with the God. God means the environment, the nature, the process. This is the righteousness in the Bible. This is the heaven in the Bible that Bible explains. It's not the literal meaning, ladies and gentlemen. There's a more deeper concept, every philosophy.
Okay, so also that means aligning with the God, whatever.
But means aligning with the nature.
Aligning with the God is just realization, or awareness is not an action. It's just
Awareness. You know, this is the final print point. Awareness about the awareness is the realization, is the righteousness, is the aligning with the God, is the Nibbana. That means enlightenment. Enlightened person doesn't have this void, doesn't have this mental vexation. You know, this is where the vexation happens. You know, mental vexation, mentally retarded, mentally emotions happens because of this uniqueness feeling that you experience. That's what?
Self.
Self. Is there a self or is there a sense of self?
There's a sense of
Sense of self. There's a sense of uniqueness, sense of entity, sense of fixedness.
But does now the awareness of the self, would it stop the sense?
Yes, because why? Now you're showing to yourself, this is not real, what is there is, even this process is also what? It's a process. Even the mind is also a process. How come then mind can be experiencing a fixedness? Right? When mind realizes that there's no fixedness, it's a flow. Now what happened? You are now putting right view into the mind. This is the wrong view, this is the right view. What is the right view? Flowness, not fixedness.
So you mean this attachment and this suffering?
Then there's no, what is attachment?
Sense of fixedness. Or
No. Attachment means what? How to attach? How you attach? No. Attachment have to happen with the attraction forces, right?
Yeah.
This is the attachment. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have any attachment. Attachment is producing in your mind. It's not also fixed. That's why things that you like are not fixed. Time to time it changes, isn't it? Those days you listen to jazz. Now you don't listen to them, you change your likings. Why? Likings are also what? In a process. Likings are also not fixed. There's no fixedness in likings as well. Do you have this experience what I'm talking about? Things that you love when you're at school. Remember you argue with your siblings for that eraser, pencil. You can change the tips. This is my school age, right? I was arguing with my sister, right? Not arguing, stealing from what she has, not argument. And then we have materialistic arguments from the right, not verbal. Everything explains here because we feel ourselves as a separated entity. As a result of that, we are not the nature. We cannot align with the nature because nature is not fixed. Nature is nature. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, you feel you are the center point in the world. Who is the center in the world, in your world? You. Don't you think? You're the center. You're the epicenter. Sentient being. See? That's why you feel that. Because in our mind we have this ignorant experience. False sense of self.
Because of the attraction force.
Exactly. Because of the wrong idea. Now tell me. Your you and my me. The sense of experience you feel as a sense, you, and the way that I feel I, identical, same. If you can come to my heart and see whether how I feel in the same way, ladies and gentlemen. The irony of that is, the very sense experience the other sense as what? Different. Because this experience itself as what? Different to others. I don't know whether I'm confusing you. This experience itself as what? A self. A separation. A separated entity. That's why you feel it. Don't you feel that you are a separated entity? It's a sense, ladies and gentlemen. That's why under the head, in between the ears, inside the eyes, there's no being. It's a muscular brain. Brain is not you. You are not brain. Brain is a process of generating impulses. But because of the mind, that is the finest level of aggregation of energy, is spoiled with this ignorant idea that mind starts to experience itself as what? An entity. This is the very reason all the chaos in the world happens. This is why people fight each other in countries. This is why people feel that you are not me, I am not you, because we all are same blood, ladies and gentlemen. We don't feel it that way because we feel ignorant way. That's why you can't I'll explain. This is why you can't unconditionally love everybody. That's why Jesus said, love thy neighbor. Because you can't love your neighbor if you don't see the truth. The truth that sets you free. That is also there in the Bible.
So you mean the mind is a combination of attracting forces?
Mind happens because, there's a pure mind. Pure mind is the resulted mind. Reaction. That is what you feel all the day. Your feelings, whatever the perception that you experience, when you go to church and go everywhere, you experience the experiencing are generated because of the stored energy. It's coming. This is like a vacuum.
Going to church has already happened before I go to the church.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the sense of self happens after that. You know what? Shall I explain like a machine? Ladies and gentlemen, it's like, vacuum cleaner. There's a vacuum cleaner, it sucks the air, right? The suction air, and there's the exhaust pump, right? Exhaust. This is exactly like this.
Black hole.
The vacuum cleaner get the whatever the air is from the exhaust. Huh? I mean, no, the funny thing is, what is the point of this? That's why, ladies and gentlemen, even though you live to the death, you haven't done anything, because why?
Just perceive.
You earn a lot of dollars, but bank account is still empty, right? Go and ask from, the people who lived in aged care center, they still feel this void, but they still feel, even Steve Jobs, at his dying breath, he has said that, what? I feel that something is missing in my life. Don't worry, Elon Musk will feel the same thing. You will feel the same thing unless you treat to this problem. This is a journey. The destination is to get rid of this defilement process out from your mind. I'm inviting you to join with us. Let's do this. We are doing it. I don't experience this now. I don't say that I'm enlightened yet, right? But I don't experience the level that I experienced before. Throughout these 5 years, level that I experienced, the stress, anxiety, depression, whatever the negative emotions I experienced, that level I don't experience because I have the cure right now. I'm in the path practicing this. Mandy is like coming like after 2 years now, you are? Right? Huh? 3 years now, right? Right. He's attending to these sessions 3 years. There are people like, I think Anshu also came the last time, Buddhist detox retreat. And we are doing this. I want you to start this. This is not something simple. Today I explain everything. In order to make it practice, there's another way. Let's do this. We can do that. It's not shot in the dark. It's not shooting in the dark. It's something we experience and we are doing it. This is the enlightenment, ladies and gentlemen. This is what Buddha has understood. This is what Buddha has found. Thank you very much for listening.